Minecraft April Fool's updates. They're well known to be crazy, and they're also well known to test things. Like they've done before with resin in the potato update, chiseled bookshelves in the dimension update, and just dimension tests in general. Mojang sometimes will implement things inside of an April Fool's snapshot, only to turn around later on and dump it into the vanilla game. So with those facts in mind, just what in the world was Mojang testing this year? This year's April Fool's snapshots was one of the wackiest ones that Mojang has ever bestowed upon us. Called the Herdcraft update, the snapshot on the surface was all about making the inventory a little bit less clogged up by removing it. Inventory update. Of course, we could take things at face value. Mojang, they went ahead and changed the inventory in the snapshot. Perhaps they're working on testing things. Stick with me. Over the past couple of years, the inventory and some problems surrounding it, maybe not having enough room, have been one of the largest opinions voiced by the community, biggest conversations around the community. They gotta be a fool to think that Mojang would ever just actually straight up remove the inventory. They definitely would never do something quite like this, as it would obviously break the entire Minecraft meta. But based off of leaks happening on Bedrock Edition, we do know that the inventory is at least being aesthetically updated currently. Instead of looking at individual features in the snapshot, take a look at the bigger picture, the theme of it. Perhaps Mojang's little joke this year is a bigger acknowledgement that, yeah, the inventory might have some problems. Instead of a specific reveal for this one, perhaps it's more so about an acknowledgement, Mojang realizing that, yeah, the inventory, well, it might have some problems and they may need to address it at some point in the future. Now jump into the game and start playing it inside of the snapshot for one quick second, and pretty much immediately, you're going to realize that not only the inventory is gone, but things are actually working pretty significantly differently here. For example, our blocks, they're bouncy, they're rolly, and their physics, oh my god, they are actually kind of crazy here. So with the lack of an inventory, of course, if you want to play the craft, the devs needed to figure out a workaround. Our workaround here is blocks having physics and actually being to move throughout your world. Oh yes, you can't forget it, not only do the blocks have physics, but they also have health too. But physics here, man. So by breaking a single block and then commanding that block, we can move around in our world and watch this block tumble and bounce around. This is obviously unlike anything in the vanilla game because blocks do not roll or have physics literally, well, basically literally ever. To make this even crazier, some blocks inside of this April Fool's snapshot actually have different properties. And if I can gather enough of those blocks with different properties, bring them along with me on my journey, and then start doing things like jumping, well, yeah, those blocks will actually change my physics and properties as well. This is essentially having a follower following me that allows me to do different things. These wool blocks right here are essentially granting me magical jumping and bouncing effects. A fascinating concept for gear, or maybe even a follower, a tameable inside of Minecraft. Like, just for a second here, imagine we had a bird, something like a phantom, that we could actually make our friend and have follow us. Similar to how dogs fight for us, what if this bird follower was following me? Then, because these followers were following me, all of a sudden I can, maybe jump and move around completely differently. It's a fascinating concept for a new tameable mob. But going back to where we initially started with this one, block physics. Mojang, pretty clearly in the snapshot, has implemented at least a decently advanced physics engine with blocks bouncing and tumbling around. It's pretty crazy to see. How something like these crazy bouncing and rolling blocks could fit into vanilla Minecraft, I'm not too quite sure. Could we ever really dream of something like a crazy avalanche happening utilizing block physics like this? Probably unlikely. Heck, even something like a creeper blowing up and making blocks actually roll around. Also, pretty unlikely, but a really cool concept. Also, look at this. The physics are kind of broken in the snapshot. This is why they can do it so quick. They don't have to bug fix it. I lost my wool. It blew up, but I still have crazy hops. In other words, I'm like the sickest thing alive right now. It's so cool. Followers. So, for a quick second here, let's think about the mobs inside of the game that you can tame and have follow you around. The wolf. Another beautiful one, the kitten, the cat. This snapshot is very advanced here because if you were able to grind it out for long enough inside of it and get yourself a weapon, well, then you could actually command a weapon, or for that matter, if you got yourself even something like a dirt block, well, you could command that dirt block to go ahead and attack something inside of the world as well. What you can do with the different things inside of this snapshot, swords, rotten flesh items, whatever you want to do here with the combat, like, oh man, it's pretty crazy. But also at the same time, some of the most complex follower mechanics, being able to command them to build, craft, attack, mine, move around at your own will, was pretty advanced. Obviously implemented in a bit of a joke fashion here, but could this snapshot possibly signal followers becoming a little bit more advanced? Dogs, I take it back to something like these dogs in the game. Obviously, dogs are absolutely amazing. Okay, aggressive rotten flesh now, you didn't have to do that, brother. In an update that totally feels like an update Mojang will cook up in this drop system, imagine an update focusing on cats, maybe updating them and making them a little bit smarter. Adding items into the game that you could say command your followers around with, telling them to move over somewhere specific or attack something else. Mojang's always all about the storytelling and connections with things inside of your world. More advanced followers, tamables. That's basically the biggest connection. Now, how I would imagine this thing being implemented in the vanilla game is not with a revamped hotbar, of course. And instead, to me, it seems like they would maybe more so implement a food item or something that you could throw at whatever you'd like it to target. You know, a feedable thing, even like the golden dandelion, that will change what the mob's current goal is. Being able to control a tamed mob's current AI or goal is basically the final missing feature to these things in the game. Alright, now let's say here in the dead of night, we set it to nighttime. Minecraft vibrant visuals. As we know, this stuff is on Bedrock Edition, still seeing rounds of updates almost week by week at this point. And on the Java side of things, this is like the single biggest focus behind the scenes, and sometimes kind of in front of it almost, that the devs are working. The developers at Mojang are basically redoing Minecraft Java Edition behind the scenes to make it so vibrant visuals can be a thing. Vibrant visuals as a whole. Its goal is to, of course, bring shaders to vanilla, but also update the experience of vanilla Minecraft as a whole, all while adding brand new functionalities that were never quite possible before. So with all of that in mind, slide into this year's April Fool's snapshot, craft yourself a torch, tell that torch to go ahead and follow you, move into the darkness, and oh my god, Mojang has added an actually functioning and, dare I say, decently polished dynamic lighting system. Dynamic lighting. The Vibrant Visuals update dynamic lighting. These are two things that essentially go hand in hand. If Mojang's gonna add shaders to the game, well, being able to add dynamic lighting, or basically lighting that isn't exactly fully real inside of your world, well, that'd be a dream. Oh man, you take a look at this. So at nighttime inside of your world, inside of this snapshot, if you're able to get your hands on anything more luminous in nature, this could be something like a simple torch, or it could be maybe something like an actual block here. Move around anywhere that's dark and you'll be able to notice that the lighting actually follows whatever block, obviously entirely unlike vanilla Minecraft, and kind of crazy to see here, dude. At 3F6, this opens up this debug screen where we can see a little bit more information. This one, visualize block light levels. Turn that on to always. Move around, and we can see that the glowstone is actually lighting up the blocks all around it as it moves around inside of the world. The glowstone has a light level of like 15 or 14. As I move around, right by the glowstone, I can see 14. And then as I get farther out from the glowstone, just like you would expect it to do, the light level actually fades out. So this dynamic lighting is real working lighting in the game. Ignore the fact that mobs can't spawn close to me for a second. If I were to stand around and idle in here with this lighting block that's not even placed down, the lighting is too bright for mobs to actually even be able to spawn, if they could. We know that Mojang is currently overhauling all of the rendering systems in the game and lighting systems as well, and then this pops up inside of a snapshot. You're telling me that this isn't any form of testing, it's just a coincidence? I don't know, man. I saved this one so late in the video today because this definitely feels like one of the most realistic possibilities of things Mojang is testing in this snapshot. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but you mark my words, if we end up seeing dynamic lighting in the game in like less than a year's time, well, this was definitely some sort of strange test for it. Over inside of a brand new flat world here, this snapshot, it's got a lot of interesting secrets. For example, you get the right blocks placed down into the world together, and not even placed down, just like all living and following you, then bam, they will all instantly make you a beautiful structure. Home sweet home. One of the interesting ones that can happen inside of this snapshot here, this command right here, for something called a copper trap. this will activate one of the more interesting block possibilities inside of the snapshot. By running this command right here, all of a sudden, I'll get this brand new block following me in the game, and oh my god, what the heck does that look like? But a little bit of tumbleweed. Mojang, are you, with the block physics and things moving around, finally working on the Savannah or the desert update? The Badlands one? Years ago now, the Badlands update that was proposed, it would have added the vulture, cactus, and tumbleweed to the game, which was basically meant to be a brand new ambient plant that will tumble and bounce around inside of your world. Now, how in the world could that be done without block physics? Well, it couldn't. But now, you take a look at something that is very intentionally separate and different added into the game, a block of bars that can tumble around my world. Like I could command this block to tumble and move around, and it literally looks like it's moving just like tumbleweed would. Guys, I think the functionality is here, and it kind of works. Now look, man, the craziest thing about this one, and the most telling thing that maybe Mojang's up to something with it, is their tweet, their trailer and teaser here. Take a look at this thing right at the beginning when it restarts. They're literally showing the bars off like tumbleweed inside of the biomes in which it would actually exist. Dude, if this isn't some kind of experimentation for something like tumbleweed, then I don't think they're going to ever add tumbleweed to the game. For the Badlands update, just about everything else, yeah, the tumbleweed's a trap in the snapshot. For the Badlands update here, the tumbleweed is basically the only thing holding us back. Adding a brand new cactus that grows something, yeah, they basically did that in Spring to Life, and then adding a brand new bird to the game, I mean, it's like the Phantom, but it doesn't burn up in the day. It's no big deal. Tumbleweed functionality, on the other hand, that's a little bit trickier, and now we have not only block physics, but a block that literally looks like tumbleweed, and was front and center in the promotion of the snapshot. Dude, that's so weird. What do you think Mojang is testing out with this update? Let me know down below. And if you haven't checked it out quite yet, Herdcraft is in the Minecraft snapshot right now. You can still play it. Smash like, subscribe, and if you're really cool, become a channel member today. Adios, muchachos. Until tomorrow.